Hi, I'm Randy Wise with the Fremont County Pioneer Museum in Lander, Wyoming. We are standing in front of a World War II exhibit here at the Lander Pioneer Museum. This exhibit features some of the Lander and Lander area veterans who served in World War II. One I'd like to talk about in particular is someone that has a lot to do with the history of Lander and this museum, as well as his service in the war. His name was Tom Bell, and he was born and raised in the Lander Valley. Was a farm kid on a farm, a dairy farm near here. And when the war came, he volunteered for the Air Force. Goes through training for the U.S. Air Force and becomes a navigator on a bomber, a B-24 bomber. Flies missions over primarily northern Italy. Of course, Tom they're being shot at by the Germans, and his bomber takes flak, and Tom gets hit in the face and loses an eye. So he gets a Purple Heart for his wounds. Obviously, he's grounded after that, but he continues to serve as a support person until the war ends. World War II ends, Tom comes back to Wyoming, and on the GI Bill goes to the University of Wyoming and gets a degree in wildlife management, and spends the rest of his career working as a biologist for the Wyoming Game and Fish. He also is a teacher at the Lander High School. There's still many folks around that remember Tom Bell teaching them science. But what's also really special about Tom, not only his service to his country, but he was a historian, and a really, really good historian, and did a huge amount to preserve the history of the Lander Valley in particular. He was born and raised here. He remembers some of the pioneers from the early days, so he feels it's very important to record that history, and he does a great job of saving information that would have been long lost, including he had a real passion for the wide open spaces of Wyoming, particularly the Emigrant Trail area, South Pass, the Red Desert. He loved that country and thought it was so significant and so important. And Tom is important in this story in a lot of ways, but primarily for our purposes today, he is the man who preserved Sarah Thomas's gravestone. He was up in that country. Her bones had been disinterred by somebody looking for something. He saw that, realized that just couldn't stand, got in touch with the proper folks and went up and helped rebury her bones, brought back the original headstone to the museum, because he knew if he left it up there, someone would either take it or it would just weather away to nothing. So he brought that tombstone, which was broken, down to the museum so it would be preserved, and we have it on display today in our Emigrant Trail exhibit. So Tom Bell is a really significant local man, local historian, local environmentalist, and war hero.